Hello, welcome back to the shed. Lovely to see you all. It's another exciting day because I'm not alone in the shed. I have Lesley Marr, who is the Operations Director of Molinare with me. Hello, Lesley.
Good morning, and lovely to be with you in this fabulous shed.
Thank you. It's great to have you here. I get really excited when I have another human being with me.
I'm sure, especially in here. I mean, the thing is, there's so many distractions. There's all this kit around and gadgets and garden implements, and it's nice. It's better than my office.
Everything's close by. Should you need a tool or anything, it's just there. And are you comfortable? Have we made you welcome?
Absolutely, it's lovely. I'm very comfortable on my perch little chair, and I'm up for a good chat.
Excellent. Well, welcome. And you've been well, I hope.
I have, thank you.
Good,
yes,
good.
All good, and been working through. Been busy, working from home partially, but occasionally going into the office. So
yes, I've just begun myself to ease back into productions with the sort of daily temperature check.
Yep.
And a little wristband saying that I'm safe to work and to go out into this new world.
I know, it is a whole new world, isn't it? But hey, look, you wouldn't be doing this maybe if it wasn't for the new world.
That is very true. I'm sure that's a good thing. But yes, no, it is. It's nice to have this. Now you're here today to chat to us about Rise. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I got involved in Rise actually just a couple of years ago, right at the beginning of when we started putting it together. It's let's call it the brainchild of Sadie Groom and Carrie Wotton, who got together and kind of, I think generally we were all fed up of going to trade shows, IBC, NAB in particular, wandering around thinking, well, there's no girls here. You know, I mean, great, I never had to queue for the loo, but really we just weren't represented very well, and that's really wrong. Then all the stuff happened in the States, the Me Too and everything, and we really kind of thought we can do something about this. We know a lot of people. Here's Nutmeg. It's my little puppy. We can really kind of make a difference here. And so we decided to get the group together, and
as you can see, we are genuinely live here. Nutmeg, go on, and play in the forest.
We'll try and give her some treats.
That's all right. Give her a treat.
So we generally kind of felt that we wanted to make a difference, and we could make a difference because we knew enough people that we could all get together and influence some change. So Rise was born and Rise was set up, and just to kind of quote, it's an advocacy group for women in broadcast and technology. That's the kind of strapline of our purpose, really. And it's really involved, and there's 3 different strands to it. We have a mentoring scheme, which is absolutely, it's been amazing. We've supported, last year we supported 70 women being mentored. And I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute, because I was a mentor in that scheme as well the last 2 years, which is great. So last year we had 70 women, putting through a programme, which was pretty awesome. And then we've also launched Rise Up, which we realised, I think, that yes, we can support women in technology working in the broadcast industry that are here at the moment, and there's not that many of them. So how do we affect change is really we start at the grassroots level. And we bring people in to, really show the more practical aspects of working in this industry, which I think really sparks young people's minds and understanding of, actually, it's amazing to use this equipment, to be creative, and to get the opportunity. And we've only really been able to do that because ITV and BT Sport have sponsored that programme. So we've got that as well. So there's kind of 3 strands to what we do.
But it's born out of a need, like you say, you went to these shows, or you go on set, and you've looked around in the past and you've seen that it's not representative of our society.
No, and it really isn't, and it's sad, and there's no reason why. It's not like it's a physical job, really. Especially nowadays, things like the cameras are much lighter.
Absolutely.
It's more about the technology, and I think females just don't go to engineering courses. They don't sort of go down that. They tend to go to more creative or linguistic kind of roles. But yeah.
Your dog is getting. She's wonderful.
Get her out.
No, it's all right. She's putting her. As long as she doesn't knock the camera, we'll survive. Nutmeg, you're very beautiful.
Nutmeg.
Absolutely. Yes, it's born of a need, but it's great that you're making that change. And I think with young people specifically, it's the confidence.
Yeah.
So if they're asked to do something, it's building up that confidence, so they don't say no.
Unlike my very confident dog.
Almost
who's a girl, by the way.
Overconfident.
Absolutely, you've absolutely hit the nail on the head. It is all about confidence, and that's really where the mentoring scheme works, because what it does do is it enables somebody who's being mentored to chat to their mentor, perhaps about things that they might not want to say to their line manager in their job. They might not want to say to their colleague because they're not sure about it. They're not sure how it's going to go down. And they might want to apply for another role in the organisation or even leave their job. And it's about sort of just giving them that confidence to make them make that next step. And that will, mean that their career will develop. And that's really what we want to do.
Yes.
And we want to give them the opportunity and the confidence to do that. And it absolutely does work, the mentoring scheme. And, there's lots of mentoring schemes around.
And I noticed, looking into it, that you have male and female mentors.
Very important, yes, and we do. And again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the wise old words, the experience, the kind of challenging. When you mentor somebody, you're not telling them what to do. You're just leading them along that path, and you're really sort of helping them understand what they need to do. And it doesn't matter, male or female. It's equal. We're lucky we've got several male mentors in our group now, and interestingly, you can ask the question to a mentee: would you prefer a male or female mentor? And I think generally people are not bothered.
No, it's just about what the skill set
and matching that skill set.
And actually matching characters.
Yes.
Certain people work better with certain characters, and just making sure you get the best out of people.
And I can say, certainly last year I mentored somebody from an OB. I work in post-production, and I mentored a lady from an OB company who did a very technical role. And actually I learned a bit about the outside broadcast world that I actually was quite shocked at in some ways, and definitely needed our support there. But also, it gave me some better understanding of that side of things. And equally, I think she learned a bit about the post-production side of what she did that she wouldn't have been exposed to. So again, it widened her skills and experience, just a knowledge base, which I think is helpful.
And obviously, we're looking. I'm not going to use the word wreckage. I just did. But the wreckage of our industry, or the new industry that we're going to go into post and with COVID, and perhaps looking back at what we had before, which was very long hours, perhaps too long. I'm going to say people not getting enough sleep. You know what I'm saying? A culture that was toxic in many ways, and we don't want to go back to what we had, and this is almost a reset chance for many, in many ways, and perhaps your organisation and others can help kind of design a new culture.
Absolutely, and I think this is a great opportunity. So timing is good for us on that, and there is an appetite for change now, which I think there wasn't previously. It was going to be really hard. I think it's probably got a little bit easier. Yeah,
because it's an industry which actually has quite a high burnout rate of people, especially who have young families or are away a lot, are working these crazy hours. And you actually want it to be more sustainable for everybody, so that you have a mixed crew, but actually a crew that can actually have a life as well, and hopefully work for longer in the industry rather than just doing this a few years and then being pushed out.
And not feel guilty or bad at going home at a certain time, or having to take the kids to school in the morning, or being home to see your kids go to bed at night.
Exactly.
And I think that is harder perhaps for women than men, possibly, in the traditional family. And I think again that's changing, and it's great that the attitudes are changing. And it really shouldn't make any difference.
It shouldn't. I mean, you touched on your industry support. I'm guessing that's key, to have that acceptance with actual companies in in the industry, and to have their support, perhaps financially, but about just on working productions on real shows. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's great to have, certainly on the mentoring scheme, a very diverse range of companies taking part in that. We've got anywhere from OB companies to broadcast technology providers, broadcasters themselves are all sending people, and that's very diverse. If you think about the skills, the end-to-end is pretty much covered, the end-to-end of what we do. And they can actually they have meetups, they have WhatsApp groups, so they can also share with each other. And that gives them a community, really, to kind of build on. So then that becomes easier, because it's more like a force of change, because there's more of them and they're all together in it. It's not just one person trying to change, perhaps within their organisation, what might be some traditional ways of working, for example, or attitudes. When they've got the support of their colleagues, I think it really
yes, absolutely. And you don't want to lose staff after you've trained them. Having that sustainability means that when you have a family, you want to be able to keep. You've got all that experience. You don't really want to be pushed out of the industry. You'd love to go back. It's just getting that way of making that work for both sides. So
we do our best on that, and I think that the mentor has been so successful, and we'll continue to do that, as I say, and taking it overseas as well. So we're sort of looking at going international. Just trying to think. I think we've got some mentees in Singapore this year, and we're looking at expanding into the US as well. So really taking it global.
Well, that's fantastic. It sounds promising. It sounds hopeful, which is great. That's really good.
I'm absolutely. I mean, I can't believe how much we've done in the few years that we've been going. Just how far and quickly it's moved. I mean, a lot of that's the credit to Carrie and Sadie and everyone involved in the board for really just putting lots of effort into it. And lots of time, and the sponsors that we've had. It's been awesome. We wouldn't have been able to do that without the sponsors, and that's great, because it is making a difference.
And it's I know it's a cliche, but it's like that ball rolling down a hill. It just gathers momentum, because the more women that you have in these roles, the longer their careers, hopefully, the more impact you have.
The more people that we get through the programme, the more people that get more confident. But I mean, coming back to the grassroots, getting this programme running, the Rise Up programme, where we're actually getting people in schools to choose a career in broadcast technology, in the TV industry, is great, because actually they weren't making those choices before, because they probably didn't know about it. They didn't really know what roles were available. They didn't know what they involved. They probably just thought it was very technical, and you had to understand.
You don't need to be scared of the technical bits.
No, absolutely.
You really don't. It's that fear, I think. You're absolutely right. Say yes, work it out later.
Yes, but girls don't have the confidence to do that. Not all of them anyway, and we need to give them that. So
brilliant.
And I think as soon as they've got it, that's it. You see some very strong women in there doing stuff, and that's brilliant. But we just need more of them.
Absolutely. Well, more power to you. It sounds like a fantastic thing, and thank you again for visiting us in our humble shed.
I love the shed. I want to come back.
You're always welcome, even with nutmeg.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you again soon. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.